Joey's not having such a great time, if you couldn't tell.
I'm fine. We just made it to Indiana. Today, we're gonna go to the Indiana Dunes National Park and we're gonna do a little driving tour.
We're at a little coffee shop right now to get some work done and fuel up. We're also in Central Standard Time, so I've never driven into a new time zone before, so that's kind of strange. Just driving, all of a sudden, oh, it's the hour before. So I gotta schedule all my work calls and figure out when to log into everything, because we're in a whole different time zone now. It's exciting.
We just got to Indiana Dunes.
We're gonna do this little driving route that Joey found on the National Parks app. And the first stop is Camille Beach. It's like a nice place we could swim, check out the dunes, and stay tuned. We'll show you.
We're walking up to our first stop, and I cannot believe this is a lake. This is so beautiful. Sand looks all nice. There are not many real waves out in the water, but there's some current. It looks so beautiful. We're having a very nice time driving around the Indiana Dunes right now. We just got to one of the locations where we're supposed to get out and do a 1.3 mile hike. It's like 90 degrees out and both of our stomachs are a little bit unwell. So I think we're just gonna stay in the car and keep driving around looking at stuff. And this is an okay way to see a national park, I think. We're coming up on our last stop of our Indiana Dunes day. I just took a nap while Evan was working and playing his game, taking a little break from work.
Working.
Yeah, working. And I just made some really good tofu.
It's very good.
Yeah, so we had some tofu and beans for lunch. Now we're going to our last stop, which is a beach. Lots of them have been beaches, but we're actually going to get in the water at this one. We just didn't want to be sandy and wet all day, so that's where we're headed next. We're walking down this trail to get to the beach at the largest living sand dune, and the bugs are pretty bad. We were just swatting and spitting them out of our mouths. This very nice Dutch gentleman walked by and offered us bug spray, so hopefully we're almost there. We made it kind of near the beach. The bugs are a little bit better. We'll use the rest of this walk down to tell you about what we learned about this dune. So, as we said before,
Joey's not having such a great time, if you couldn't tell.
I'm fine. This is the largest, there's a rock in my shoe. Okay, this is the largest living dune, which means, this was actually very cool, which means the ocean, this lake keeps bringing sand in, and then it dries out and the wind blows it up on the dune itself, on the dune itself, and then it, once it gets too tall, it slides down the other side. So basically this dune is just like creeping its way across Dunes National Park. It already swallowed up one parking lot, and it's on track to swallow up the next one.
It's creeping fast. Like, it's not just going slow. It's like, they said 10 feet a year. It's like pretty significant coverage of this dune. So we parked in the closest lot, which in 2-3 years just isn't going to be there.
We're starting our trek back from the shores of Lake Michigan. We had a very nice time in this water, and now we have to walk back up this.
So, a little story time here. I know in a lot of the videos you've seen me frantically wiping down my feet with baby wipes. Well, that's because my sandals are putrid. They're disgusting, they're really bad. They were bad in St. Thomas, but it wasn't that bad because they were in salt water all the time. They would leave them on deck of the boat to air out and get sun bleached and everything. But here in this little tin box of a van, these things have
They've taken a turn.
They've taken a turn for the worse. So what we did was we put them in a little shopping bag and tied it tight and threw them under the floorboards. And as we were moving the chairs around, it must have ruptured the bag and the stink started coming out. So they need to be dealt with. It's a big problem. So I think the only way to deal with them is going to be to eliminate them. We're just gonna toss them in the garbage. They had a good run, but
we did try two things. So Evan at his house tried soaking them in a bucket full of Pine Sol.
with Pine Sol,
And that
yeah.
worked. While they were in the Pine Sol, everything smelled fine. Then a couple weeks later, he almost broke his aunt and uncle's washing machine by putting his shoes in there. That didn't work either. So now, come to the end of the line.
There's no other option but to get rid of them. So goodbye, Chacos. The next sandals will be some sort of fully plastic or some material that can't biologically hold any stink, even if they had stink applied to them. So
If you have recommendations for a good durable sandal that can be hiked in, can get wet, and won't stink.
that doesn't stink is the most important part. Because I don't know, my feet don't smell great, but they don't smell this bad. Like this is, I don't know what's going on inside the sandal to make this smell, but it's bad. And I looked online, read online, and this is just something that's been happening with these Chacos for the past year. They changed materials or something, but they're no good. So, rip Chacos, onwards and upwards.
We just went to the gym. We grabbed some Chipotle for dinner, and then Evan ran into CVS while I was making the bed. And I think we've realized that works better than trying to do it at our sleep spot, because by then it's usually dark and buggy. So we're trying to do it like on the penultimate stop of the evening, and it's working pretty well. We've traded roles. Thank you, Mama G, for encouraging Evan. I am now pulling the vet out for the evening, and he's putting it away in the morning. So we'll see if we can keep going with this.
We'll see. Maybe I'll melt down tomorrow morning, then Joey will have to take the mornings also. We'll see. No, I think it's a better split this way. Joey does it at nighttime before we get to where we're going. In the morning, I wrap it up and we hit the road. It's been a pretty cool ride in Indiana. It's short but sweet. I guess it was pretty much as advertised. We didn't have huge expectations for this place, but we enjoyed the time we spent here.
We just made it to our sleep spot. We had a bit of an eventful drive here. We did not expect to drive through where we drove through, but that's okay. Came out on the other side of it fine, and we're in a safe spot to sleep tonight. And for those Music Man fans out there, we're sleeping in Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, that's the town that knew me when